Welcome to my second video on yoga for writers, artists, and anyone who sits at a desk for too long. This incorporates deep breathing, moving the spine, and stretching tight muscles. Always check with your medical providers first. Most importantly, listen to your body. If any movement becomes painful or causes weakness or dizziness, stop immediately. You may need blocks or equally thick books to use as props, and maybe a blanket for underneath your knees. Let's begin. Stand at the top of your mat. Feet can be slightly apart. Have a neutral pelvis and spine. Inhale and bring the arms overhead. Look up only if your neck allows. Exhale, bring the palms together, forward fold with your hands through heart center. You can place your hands on blocks to make it a little bit easier. Inhale, lift up halfway, flatten the back, and bring your hands to thighs or shins. Exhale, back down. Inhale, bend the knees, swing the arms up and overhead, and come back to mountain pose. Exhale, the hands together in heart center. Inhale, the arms up. If it's available to you, you can add a slight back bend. Bring the palms together, exhale forward, and come into a fold. Inhale, come up to halfway lift. Exhale, the hands back down to the floor, palms flat. Step back 1 foot at a time, flatten the feet for a half plank, or stay up on your toes for a full plank. Whether half plank or full plank, keep the elbows tight against the body, lower yourself down. You're going to let the inhale and crown of the head bring you up into a cobra. Exhale, push back, curl the toes under, lift up the hips, and press back into downward dog. Walk the feet in place just to warm up the hamstrings. For downward dog, you can keep a soft bend in your knees, pushing back through your palms to really elongate the spine. The key is to have the hips up. Walk the feet forward and come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift up. Exhale, back into forward fold. Inhale, soften the knees if you need to. Bring the arms up and overhead. Exhale, palms together in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, the arms come up, palms together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back. You can stay this way, or you can bring the knee down and flatten the foot. We're going to do a crescent lunge here. Inhale, come up to standing. You're going to tilt your pelvis so that your tailbone is going towards the floor and actually removing any extended tilt. Your hands can stay on your hips, come up overhead or into Anjali Mudra. Exhale, bring the palms back down to the floor and bring the front leg back. You can go into half plank or into full plank. Keep your elbows tight in, lower down, flatten the feet. Inhale, up into cobra. Curl the toes under and push back into downward dog. Inhale, the right leg comes forward between your hands. You can have your hands on your blocks if you need to. Come up into lunge. You can bring the left knee down if you need to. Inhale the arms up or keep them at your hips. Make sure that your pelvis is in a neutral place. And then come forward into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale the hands back down. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, soften the knees, come up into mountain pose. Hands back to heart center when you exhale. Inhale the arms up and exhale forward fold. Inhale up to halfway lift and exhale back down. We'll repeat this with the left leg leading. Bring the left leg back. You can bring the knee down and do the lunge that way. You can have your knee up, balancing on your toes, keeping your pelvis dropping down and the arms overhead or your hands at your hips. And when you're ready, step the front leg back, drop the knees or stay in full plank. And you can lower down, flatten the feet, inhale, leading with the crown of the head up into cobra, come back into plank, push back into downward dog, exhaling, and enjoy a breath there. Inhale, bring the left foot forward between the hands. You can drop the right knee and do the lunge on your knee, or keep keeping your knee up and balancing on your toes. Come up into a full crescent lunge. Hands at your hips, hands overhead, or hands at Anjali Mudra at heart center. Exhale, come forward, bring the back leg up front. Inhale into halfway lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, come all the way up into mountain pose, palms together and back to heart center. Inhale up and exhale back down into forward fold. Bring the right leg back and you're going to walk to the wide side of your mat. Bring a block over. You're going to really widen your stance here. Both feet are pointing in the same direction towards the long side of your mat. If you want a deeper stretch, you can walk the hands back behind you. You can then come back to center with your hands, walk over to one leg and get a deeper stretch with your nose reaching towards the knee. Walk back through center with your hands and go to the other leg, nose reaching to that knee. Walk your hands back to center. If you're using a block, you can have both hands resting on one block. It might be helpful in this case to elongate the spine if you're using the block. Inhale, twist and open with one hand reaching up to the sky. Make sure that your back is nice and long, abs are in. Come back to center. Switch sides, open the arm up to the side. Your gaze can be at your hand to the side or down at the floor. And bring the hand back down. If you want to try again, walk your hands back behind you and then walk them back forward. Bring your stance in a bit tighter. You're going to swivel to the short side of your mat and bring your nose to knee. You can use your blocks here again to rest your hands for support. You'll feel a big, strong hamstring stretch here. Your hips are square to the front of your mat. When you're ready, you're gonna use your hands, grab your blocks, walk to the other direction, and have that leg in front this time. Toes pointing towards that side and bringing your nose to knee. Take your blocks with you, walk back to the wide side of the mat, move the blocks out of the way, and just check your stance. Bend the knees and come into a wide squat. You can walk your feet in until it's comfortable. Hands come into prayer, Anjali Mudra, and your elbows are pressing against your knees. And of course, take time to pet the cat. When you're ready, place the hands down, lift the hips, and bring the feet together even more. Forward fold. Then inhale up to a tall mountain, bring the palms together into Anjali Mudra. Namaste.